But I want to talk about uh, politics, but more importantly, basic human rights. Because I only believe that there are really just four basic human rights in this world. Just four, just to keep a human being alive. You know, just basic. These are like the basic ones, in my opinion. I mean, given to any human being, they would be satisfied as a whole. Uh, the first one is like safety, right? Safety. We all want safety in our society. I don't know anybody that doesn't live anywhere that doesn't say, I want to be safe. I don't want to feel threatened. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to feel. So this can involve a variety of factors, right? Crime, uh, violence, just a whole, like, mental illness usually is a factor that leads to some type of criminal behavior, right? And that mental illness can be anything from, addictions to lack of funds, just someone having a really hard time in life, and not sure what to do in desperate times of need. So, third one is food availability. I don't know a damn human in this world that can't live without food. This includes water or beverages, alright? So anything that can be ingested. Medical. We all need medical, alright? We all need health care. And then the final one, housing. Everybody needs housing. You need all four of these basic human rights to maintain a good society, a proper, good running society. How do you do that? Technology and robots and AI. Do we give a fuck about slavery anymore? No, because we have robots doing everything, right? Do we need workers' rights? Not really anymore. It becomes relative because robots are doing everything, right? Do we really need to cook anything? Because robots can do all that now, right? So anything a robot can replace. But ultimately, they can't replace these four basic human needs. Rights in terms of other things, like equality, alright? Well, I'm not saying that we're not all equal, but as a man, I shouldn't feel compelled to be obsessed with abortion rights as much as women, I guess, right? That's what I learned. That's what I got checked one time. But in my opinion, I still think abortion is just a necessary evil in certain cases. But ultimately, no. No, I don't agree with it. But like I said, I've been checked already about that. But my own personal opinion, I think I don't like it. Alright? But it's a necessary evil. Just like slavery was. It was a necessary evil to get Americans where it is now. So, but we don't need those things anymore, right? We don't. Ultimately, we don't. Because we got, like, basic human rights and machines doing everything. So, every girl should have like a cabinet full of Plan B available to her at any moment in time, right? No one should have to work in a factory anymore because everything's a dark factory. Everybody's living by digits, right? Like a universal basic income for basic survival, but ultimately, if you want anything else, you're gonna have to invest in that, right? You're gonna have to come up with your own plan. So basically, certain things are secure until you don't need them, right? So say if I was on disability, I was on disability for a long time. And all I did was just keep working my ass off the best I could in certain areas of life that I could perform in at that moment in time and try to excel in them to the best of my ability. Because I knew that I couldn't struggle in the factories all day anymore or work on a food production line because my hands were bleeding all over the place. And now I'm completely incapable of doing so. I was given somewhat of a universal basic income. Basically, it supplies me with medical, to some degree safety. I thought I had some security, like food and housing. Now I'm talking about housing like internet, water, things that we already understand is necessary for a home, all right? To maintain a home so that we know that we don't have to be up and center and stuck in fucking butthole all day and catching diseases and pandemics from them, right? We understand that there needs to be some kind of, me and John and Gary and Luis all sharing the same toilet over and over and over again, but we're all from different areas. It's not always good sanitary. Sometimes you kind of need your, we learned that during quarantine pandemic, right? You really don't want to share with too much on the legal system, things like that. Medical. Pandemics, HIV/AIDS, been around since what? The 60s, late 60s. It started emerging in the 70s, and then by the 80s it really started to rise and climax. And then in the 90s, we started to understand it better, and then into the 2000s, I feel like we kind of plateaued at some point. We were better able to regulate them. We learned how to control it. So that would be an example of why medicine's advancement, although we couldn't find a cure, we were able to use preventative measures from preventing it from coming out of control. So like cancer. Certain medicines and certain drugs require certain things. I understand that. But let's ask China, what do they do? Do they use cloning? Do they use CRISPR? What kind of technological measures do they use to replace that? Because I don't think China gets around it. Like, Chinese girls are not having like abortions like American girls anymore. They're in the one-child policy, and now they're like, hey, why don't you guys have like 10 kids together? You know, trying to tell me, like, come on, people, you need to start fucking, you need to start having more kids. So, Chinese government I don't think it's sponsoring abortion. So what do they do when it comes to like cancer or AIDS treatment? Because I know they took those two Chinese little girls and changed their genetic code, how they're doing, so they wouldn't be susceptible to HIV. It was a big hoopla about those two twin Chinese girls. I hope they're doing all right. It wasn't like some crazy lab experiment that's gone awry. We probably could have learned a lot more over time. About the benefits of technology and how it save our race and species and many others. You know, not everything needs to be seen as a government. I don't know, I couldn't imagine wanting to be a trans queen and not even wanting to be partially technologically advanced. I mean, it's a risk. It's a risk, no doubt. Human experimentation. We all understand. I hate to say it. I don't know. I don't know what the best word of action. I'm not a scientist. There probably are like other ways, not any. I don't know. Science is there to help, not to destroy us. Honestly, it's meant to aid in ourselves. It's about probably how far we can take it, not certain. So anyway, medicine and science. Yeah. Not to use humans as experiments. And I know that ethical measures regarding it. But I don't know if it's a bad idea for a research monkey who already has HIV. To be cured of HIV. I don't know if it's a bad idea. With CRISPR, I don't know. Why don't you just go to the origin of where it is? Medicine, cancer, Korea, they use some kind of light laser and diminish it. Cancer cells. They don't have to go for an operation. Laser light. Fixes it. Be correct. Food. We don't need Mexicans, right? Good appeal. I've heard something. I'm sorry. I've already worked in food factories all my life. Half that shit could be running on machines like dark machines. We have dark machines in factories. That's all it's like. I mean, how many fucking conveyor belts do you have to run? Especially in school. Sure, you got a couple of technicians, but it's not, you know, that. everybody has to do it. Only the techniques that know how to run it. Too cold, they know how to operate the machine. Just like in the baking shop. You only need a top. You have to go on to the baking shop. Unless you have a fire in the oven. Because I don't know anybody that puts themselves in the oven. Things that pizza. Because it's too hot. But you have to make sure they look nice on the outside. One time I worked in Phillips Lighting machine, doing all the work. So, yeah, public safety, and that includes mental illness, say mental illness and homelessness, life, people living a life or a standard that doesn't require them to behave in mentally ill states or behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Little old Madeline got kicked out of her parents' house when she was 17 years old, all right? Because her parents found a joint in her purse, all right? She wasn't a bad student at school, but, little old Madeline didn't have any fun to her name. She wasn't the worst student, she was pretty good, like I said, she was a pretty good student in high school. But she was just trying to enjoy at 17 years old. Totally ruined her life, alright? Mommy and daddy, who are well off, threw her out on the street. She got in with a gang that said, hey, we got housing, food, and if you need any safety, you got to go back there. All you have to do is such and such for them. So in her moments of desperation, little old cat Madeline did some crazy shit, right? Because she wants safety, food, and housing. She wants to live in a trap house. She wants safety with her boys, and she needs food to survive. And I don't know. She needs her medical marijuana. Let's just say that. However you want to put it, American style or what? But, in my opinion, public safety is not a matter of how much one country wants to dominate another. It's about who has the better flag. Who does it better than everyone else? Of experiments. And why I tend to vote Democrat versus Republican. How dare you say that? But I'm a big secret. I'm a big secret. I know something. Old Southern communication. With its hot black wife. A couple of mixed kids all running through a mansion in the South. Who'd have thunk, right? Anyways, sounds like my dad.
lot of people in the South have like mixed race. If you didn't know that. Anyways, a lot of us are somewhat mixed race. I mean, what you gonna do? All the black folks live there, and all the natives, and all the white folks. Anyways, basic human rights are fundamental elements inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status established globally by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And these core principles guaranteed individuals the ability to live with dignity, freedom, and safety. So when you go down here, opinions on how these rights are applied or enforced can vary, but I mean, this is just your basic Google AI overview right here, top basic human rights. Right to life, liberty, and security, protection against violence, unlawful killing, or unjustified. Throw surveillance at us. Sounds good to me. Real time. Everybody's watching you, right? Freedom from torture and slavery, absolute bans on physical abuse, cruelty, punishment, forced servitude. If you got really high good security, nobody's gonna be doing this shit right here. And as far as forced servitude, go buy a machine. Equality before the law, the right to equal protection and fair, impartial, without discriminate. Go buy a machine. Freedom of expression. Go buy a machine. Freedom of religion and consciousness practice. Go buy a machine. Right to privacy. Well, that's up to you, but go buy a machine in that one too, so that everybody knows what's the fuck going on, and you can protect yourself by buying a machine. All right. Right to adequate standard of living, access to basic like food, clothing, housing, and medical care. That's it. That's all I think. Right to education, free compulsory. Go buy a machine. And right to work, freedom to choose. Go buy a machine. All right. But this right here, right to an adequate standard of living, basic food, clothing, housing, and medical care. I'm going to throw in safety because machines can do this now, and machines can do that, and machines can do that, and machines, anyway. Machines. Basic human rights are universal freedoms and protections belonging to every person from birth based on United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These core rights guarantee dignity, equality, and safety across personal, civil, and political and economic life. Equal dignity. All people are born free and equal in rights. No discrimination. Rights apply to everyone regardless of race, sex, religion, or origin. No one shall be held in slavery or servitude, no torture, freedom from torture and cruel punishment. That's how I'm feeling right now. Torture and cruel punishment in America. So, anyways, right to life. That's another one I'm not feeling too happy about. Fair treatment, protection and all fair public. That I'm not too happy about anyway. So, privacy. As long as machines doing it all for me, I don't care. Movement, I can't do that anymore. Free speech, machine, religion, machine. Health and well-being, right to food, clothing, housing, and medical care. No, I'm not getting that right now. Standard of living, food. As for clothing, I'm fine with. Housing, that's in question right now. Medical care, I'm scared of that right now. I don't know what to do. Food, I am just waiting for that McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, Panda Express feast. dreaming about my whole life, so just to be a fat boy for one more day. All right. Yes, under international human rights law, Article 25 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, food, housing, medical care, and life and personal security are firmly recognized as fundamental components of an adequate standard of living. Food, recognized. All right. We all know we live on Eden. There's tons of food around here. We throw it away by the minute. I've seen it working in factories. Just heaps and piles of food just getting tossed the fuck out. So, recognized as the right, I mean, shit. Just throw a bunch of rejects in a box and send it to some starving guy like myself in the middle of Kansas right now. Recognized as the right to be free from hunger and have physical and economic access to adequate, safe, and nutritious food. Medical care, included under the broader right to health and well-being, social protection during sickness. We all need that. Might as well just continue with machines. See how far machines can take us in becoming, like, I don't know, really healthy, cool humans, I guess. I don't know. Life and safety, encompassing the inherent right to life, liberty, and security of person. Machines can do that real easily. Housing recognizes the right to adequate, safe, and habitable shelter with security, free from. Look at China. China's a good example. What's that? Freaking, I bet they used a bunch of machines to do that. That 50,000 occupant. I know it sounds crazy, right? Occupant building, living apartment or something like that. It's called the most dystopian thing ever existed. Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like, I don't know. I don't know, it was like this really huge, like, what is it? I don't know. Was it this? I can't remember, but it was considered like, just like this. It's China. You're probably not going to be able to find it. They probably won't find that, like, dystopian. Let's look at Facebook. I bet it's on Facebook. Uh, the Living City, they called it, or some shit. Mm, yeah, this thing. Oh my God. Inside China's 20,000 people. Can you imagine that? Living in that thing with 20,000 people. And it's all luxury. It's lux. It's like lux. It's the most dystopian thing you've ever heard of in your life. And it's luxury, they say. I don't know. I've never been inside. Let's see if we can. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like monster. There it is. I don't know. It's a monster, they say. 30,000 people live in this place. Like, anyways, yeah. Looks pretty cool, anyways. So housing, making like machine houses, I guess. The Democrats, why I vote Democrats. The intersection between, let's just say, Democrats and mentally ill persons, life, and safety. So we're looking at public safety, people in desperation that do not have the necessary resources, just the basic resources, to start their life, say at 17 in America when they're kicked out of their house for a joint in their purse that their parents found and didn't want to get in trouble for. So, all right, let's just put that into perspective. The intersection of democratic policies, severe mental illness, life, and safety involves balancing individual civil liberties with public safety and intervention measures. Now, mind you, this is Google AI, all right? In recent years, some Democrat officials and mayors have shifted towards more proactive psychiatric intervention and voluntary commitment policies to address acute public safety and street homelessness crisis, sparked ongoing debates within the party. Who are the people that are more likely to be admitted into psychiatric or safety facilities? Probably those that are seen as a public safety issue, right? And so Democrats are more willing to jump on this issue than say the other party, right? We'll look at that though. We'll look at two opposing sides. All right. So you can go through and look at the policies and what have you. All right. So we already know the Democrats, how they feel about that. All right. HIV and AIDS. Now we're looking at medical. All right. Medical. Democrats' positions and actions on HIV/AIDS focuses on expanding federal health care funding, protecting civil rights, and supporting science-based global and domestic prevention programs. So they already know that science is, we need the only way we can do that is through science and technology, right? So anyway, on to the next one. Food availability. Senate Democrats are actively pressing federal officials and addressing food availability concerns in several key contexts, focusing primarily on military deployment logistics, food safety oversight, investigations, and federal nutrition program funding. All right. So we know that they want to make sure everybody has some food. Let's see. Democratic housing policy focuses on lower costs for families, boosting housing supply, and restricting corporate or institutional investors from buying single-family homes. All right. Now I address everything can be done by machines, right? We already know that. Machines at this point. Tesla could take over and do this overnight, I'm sure, if it wanted to, right? Like, it could supply all that shit right now. Tesla. Elon Musk. All right. But he's a Republican, all right? Let's go into Republican. Republicans a mentally ill person's life and safety. Republicans' policy regarding individuals with mental illness often emphasize public safety, law enforcement, integration, and fiscal conservatism, while critics and advocacy groups express concern over potential impacts on care access, civil liberties, and long-term health. So we know, I don't know. But anyways, machines could fix that, right? Machines, I guess. I don't know. Ask Elon Musk what his best mode of action is. I hope he's a humane person, not to fucking, like, I don't know, put a microchip in someone. I don't know. But I just think maybe, like, in terms of public safety and stuff, he has probably the best idea when it comes to this basic human right. He can solve that. He's smart enough, I think. Republicans' approach and policy regarding HIV/AIDS have evolved from early interaction of the 1980s to major global health commitments under George W. alongside ongoing debates and recent conservative laws scale up. Okay. Anyways, ask Elon Musk what he can do for the medical industry. All you medicine people want to know. I'm sure he can talk to China, see what they're doing. He can talk to Europe. I'm sure he's got a smart idea. We'll all put Tesla on it, right? Republican approved with machines. All right. Republicans' food policy center on reducing federal spending, expanding work rules for assisting programs, and shifting administrative responsibilities to state governments alongside separate initiative target food safety and chemical additives. I'm sure if Elon Musk visited Tony's Food Factory, he'd know how to make a machine to do it all and just have a couple of workers there doing it. So. Tesla approved, or Tesla made, Republican approved. Way to go. One more win for Elon Musk. American made. Machines. Alright. Republicans' housing policy focuses heavily on boosting private supply, cutting regulatory red tape, and limiting institutional corporate buyers from purchasing single-family homes. But I do like this right here. Just give it to Elon Musk. This belongs to Elon Musk right here. GOP, deregulatory supply growth. GOP platform centered on making America build again by sharing federal environmental reviews, streamlining land management, modernizing building codes for modular and manufactured homes. So we could do that with machines. I'm sure Elon Musk could build something like this with machines if he figured it out. I know he could. I mean, doesn't he do this? Didn't he? What was it called? Boxable at the time? Boxable, yeah. At least he got this far. Right? Did Elon, was he involved in that? No. Yeah, Elon Musk owns. I don't know. Could he have done this by now with like machines, like the whole city of Salina could be living in there right now, under high security, like luxury homes, like everybody, like, and getting a universal basic. I don't know. It just seems clean and nice, doesn't it? Like, don't we all, Salina, want to live like that? I mean, come on. Every person in Salina wants to live like that because of machines. Machines, I'm sure, built that. I swear to God, people weren't sitting there doing it by hand. Like back in the olden days. Like, we didn't need to recruit 50,000 Mexicans to do that. Just a bunch of machines do it. Like, 30,000 people, almost everyone in Salina living in a place like this with a universal basic income. Like, what part of this do I not want to live in that I know Elon Musk could have built like 10 years ago? You know, with like boxable or Castanot. I don't know. Anyways. I need another cigarette. I'm sorry. But I really like Grimes. She's smart too. I'm not saying she's your best girl, but she's like one of those smart girls you need to like, talk to. She has good ideas. She might not be the happy-go-lucky, quirky like singer like she was back in the day, but I think her brain is still smart though. I don't know. What do you think? She still talks about issues that cause a stir throughout. Every time she posts something, everybody's like, oh, Grimes did what? Oh my god. Give the girl a break. She just read, like, I don't know, Communist Manifesto, and everybody fucking shit themselves. Like, I don't know. I'm just being silly. But I know she's really into HR Giger. Sorry, I'm a retard now. Talking about like universal basic rights, like medical safety. I guess you could put universal basic income. So at least you have housing, food, if you need it, food and housing. So just to start out. And anything that is accumulated off that is yours, like, or mine, yeah. Anything I work for after that is mine. But at least I don't end up walking the streets of Salina acting crazy, trying to sell fake dope and offering sex as a means for my next meal for the night, if you know what I mean. And finding safety in a trap house with a bunch of gangbangers. I don't know. Does Elon Musk and Grimes have the best idea? Grimes is, I don't know. I don't think Grimes is like one of those big rich Nepo babies. Never thought of it that way. I could be wrong. I mean, like, I don't think she grew up like elite. Like, I don't ever see her really in politics. More like a pop icon. And then you got like the mad scientist Elon Musk, the guy that's supposed to save the world. I don't have that. I can't fly to China and say, hey, this is how you do this, because I want to give you American. Because I know you guys have nothing to do with the American. It's perfect, but I don't know how. You show me how you do it. I don't think China could be opposed to that. Not like we're jacking their shit. I don't think of any other country that has advanced as China, except for America. But sometimes when I look around, I see like a 30,000 occupant luxury apartment living style, where everybody looks like they're like walking out of I can't imagine everybody smiling. I don't think prostitution would be or drug addiction would be the concern. Just but as far as like that is, I guess you have to look at China in some cases. I know China and Asia. I don't know about Europe. I heard Germany legalized stuff, so prostitution, so was Netherlands. But ultimately, um, uh, I guess if you're given medical insurance for free, housing for free, food for and safety for free, those four basic things. Not actually free, but kind of like we fund it somehow. We fund it somehow. We always do. If we can fund the war, we can fund that. We can put all the money in Elon Musk's pocket and say, hey, here's it.
figure this out. You're not doing no good at figuring this shit out. You can fix these things, got everything figured out. That shit. You can deal with other shit. We're still arguing about that shit forever. Same old story, different thing. That's a smart boy in the class figured that out. He obviously knows how to draw an award-winning picture in 10 minutes that will end up eating everybody in the class except these motherfuckers between the drawing contest. That's why he didn't come to school the other day, because he didn't get, he didn't bring his drawing the other day to school because intimidated by everyone. And he could have solved some basic problems and he could have addressed some other issues that were more pressing in society. I don't know how to get fucking names back there. He's been closing people on a mass scale, which are continuing to not only feed America with just like 10 cents visits because you got like, I don't know, 5 employees working in the factory sitting there. And any reject goes to, I don't know, say, starving countries where people are struggling for food, like, they send them a box of that shit. I'm sure they can build a little fucking like mud oven and throw some rejects in there all day and just eat fucking. I know they don't eat pork, but push comes to shove, food is better than nothing. So sorry, but American pork is probably the cleanest right here. Unless you want Korean fucking black pig pork that is fed on fucking Fiji apples and citrus, whatever fuck, vegetables all year round, making sure that it tastes sweet and honey like. I don't have a problem eating pork. Push comes to shove, I'd rather eat that than starve to death like my mom said. Tastes good when you're hungry. I know it's wrong, but at least God is giving some reject pieces that were cheap enough, but we're just a bunch of rejects that didn't fit like quality and shapes and preferences. Still good. That are gonna get thrown out in the trash or something. I take it, honestly, I take it. Okay. I'm that desperate too. At least God made me to give me some reject pieces. I'd be happy with. And then Muslim people working there too. So food availability. 10-cent frozen pizza. Done by 5 employees in the factory, all run by Tesla robots. That would totally cut out that whole working comp thing to some extent. We have to make large money payouts, so machines would make sure that all ingredients are put in a place equally in equal parts. They're not like, did I put the fucking tablets and preservative, I don't know. Did I put in the salt or sugar? We have to taste it. We get to be a paper. Yeah, the dough is getting kind of yeasty. Nobody wants it. Just throw it back in, mix it up. Nobody will notice that's a bit funky until they get diarrhea. Anyway, I think machines are pretty good at doing all that shit better than So what would I do? I'd like the world. Let me start Reject small as a charity organization, 501c3 feed the world. Reject made by Tesla. Start factory. Republican approved. You don't have to pay the workman's comp or all that shit. In case anybody gets hurt. Machines pass everything, make sure quality assurance. Yeah, you don't need Yong Kerby to come in and fix all the problems. This is determined if it takes it or not. Machine can determine by pH values or whatever that is the proper thing. So yeah. Yong Kerby doesn't have to go into quality assurance, determine if the sauce you made was meets quality assurance specifications. Whether you determine the difference. Does it taste good? Does it taste not? Tastes good to me. I don't know. It all tastes like ketchup. Food, sorry, hungry. 501c3. Schwann's Pizza to every starving person in the world. And every